Hallucinogen addiction. Beyond reality today, I want to address an issue that isn't discussed enough in our society, yet can lead to serious consequences: hallucinogen addiction. Hallucinogens are psychoactive substances that profoundly affect our perceptions, thoughts, emotions, and awareness. These substances, which take us away from reality and offer a completely different experience, also carry significant risks. LSD, psilocybin, found in magic mushrooms, mescaline, found in peyote cactus, DMT, and certain synthetic drugs belong to this group. These substances can cause a break from reality, visual and auditory hallucinations, and a distortion of time and space perception in the user. The reasons for hallucinogen use can vary from person to person. Curiosity, the search for new experiences, the desire to escape, social pressure, or underlying psychological problems can be among these reasons. However, the potential risks and the possibility of addiction to these substances should absolutely not be ignored. Especially during adolescence and young adulthood, when the brain is still developing, the use of these substances can be much more dangerous. Although the effects of hallucinogens vary from person to person and depending on the substance used, the most common effects are: 1. Hallucinations. Seeing, hearing, feeling, or smelling things that are not real. 1. For example, seeing moving patterns on the wall, hearing non-existent sounds, feeling insects crawling on the skin. 2. Perceptual distortions. The feeling that time is passing very quickly or very slowly, distorted perception of space, for example, a room appearing very large or very small, altered perception of one's body, for example, feeling one's hands are very large or very small. 3. Emotional changes. Sudden and uncontrolled mood swings, intense feelings of fear, panic, euphoria, or depression. For example, suddenly switching from laughing hysterically to feeling deep sadness. 4. Loss of reality perception. The loss of the distinction between reality and imagination, the inability of the person to distinguish their own thoughts and feelings from the external world. 5. Synesthesia, the mixing of senses. For example, seeing sounds as colors or feeling colors as tastes. Although hallucinogen addiction is not a physical addiction like other substance addictions, it is possible to develop a psychological addiction. The person constantly turns to these substances to relive the experiences they had. This situation can negatively affect the person's social life, work life, and overall health. The symptoms of addiction are: 1. Repeated use. Continuing to use hallucinogenic substances despite negative consequences, for example, having a bad experience, experiencing social problems. 2. Loss of control. Inability to control the amount or frequency of use, inability to decide when and how much to use. 3. Withdrawal symptoms, rarely seen. Although physical withdrawal symptoms are rare, psychological withdrawal symptoms such as anxiety, depression, sleep problems, and restlessness may be seen when the substance is not used. 4. Social and occupational problems. Experiencing problems at work, school, or in relationships, withdrawing from social activities, failing to fulfill responsibilities due to substance use. Substance seeking. Spending a large part of the time searching for or using the substance, making excessive efforts to find the substance. Hallucinogen use has serious and potentially permanent risks. 1. Psychosis and triggering of psychiatric disorders. Especially in people with a genetic predisposition, hallucinogen use can cause permanent psychological problems, the emergence of psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia, or the exacerbation of existing disorders. For example, in a person who has not previously had any psychotic symptoms, symptoms such as detachment from reality, seeing delusions, and thought disorders may occur after hallucinogen use. 2. Bad trip. Frightening and traumatic hallucination experiences. The person may experience intense fear, panic, paranoia, fear of death, or fear of losing control. These experiences can lead to long-term psychological trauma. For example, the person may constantly feel that they are being followed, become detached from reality, or develop suicidal thoughts. 3. Flashbacks. The recurrence of hallucinations weeks, months, or even years after use. This situation can negatively affect the person's daily life and can lead to problems such as anxiety, panic attacks, or post-traumatic stress disorder. For example, a person may suddenly start seeing hallucinations on a normal day, and this situation can frighten them greatly. 4. Accidents and injuries. Due to perceptual distortions, weakened judgment, and coordination problems, susceptibility to accidents and injuries increases. For example, a person may jump from a high place, have a traffic accident, or harm themselves. 5. HPPD, hallucinogen persisting perception disorder. In rare cases, permanent visual disturbances may occur after hallucinogen use. For example, a person may constantly see visual remnants, bright lights, or moving objects. If you or someone you know is experiencing problems with hallucinogen use, seeking professional help is very important. 1. Consult a specialist. Psychologists, psychiatrists, or substance abuse specialists can help you. 2. Join support groups. Meeting with people who have experienced similar problems can be supportive. 3. Become aware and get informed. It is important to be informed about the effects of hallucinogens and addiction. Remember, hallucinogen use carries serious risks and can lead to addiction. If you need help with this, please do not hesitate to seek professional support. Being conscious is important for a healthy life. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.